There are a handful of decisions that we make in life that quietly shape our entire future, and a lot of them don't feel that important while we're making them. The Roth IRA is one of those decisions. It's not flashy, nobody posts screenshots of it on Instagram, but in the future, it'll be the difference between stressing about money and swimming in it. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering what a Roth IRA actually is, why the government created it in the first place, and how it works in plain English. And by the end of this video, I'm hoping that you'll understand how it works, whether or not it makes sense for you, and how to use it without overthinking it. So without further ado, let's start from the beginning. Plainly, the Roth IRA is a type of retirement account, an individual retirement account to be exact. That's what IRA stands for. The key word here is account. It's not an investment by itself like we'd think a stock is. You can think of it as a container, and inside that container, you can buy and sell things like stocks, index funds, ETFs, and mutual funds. And what's so unique about this account are the tax implications on it. And if I had to describe the Roth IRA in one sentence, this is what I'd say. With the Roth IRA, you pay taxes now, so you don't have to pay taxes later. That's right. You add money to the account that you've already paid taxes on. That money will grow for you in your investments. And then when you pull that money out in retirement, you pay zero taxes. That's the magic. To fully understand why the Roth IRA was created in the first place, you need to understand a little bit of finance history. So before the Roth IRA was invented, all retirement accounts were actually taxed the opposite way. You'd put money in pre-tax, avoiding paying taxes today, and then when you retired and you took money out, you'd have to pay taxes then. That's your traditional 401k and your traditional IRA, and for a long time, that was your only option. But by the 1990s, the government started running into a few problems. First, they wanted their tax revenue sooner. Traditional retirement accounts delay taxes for decades, which is great for you, but not so great for the government who needs their tax money now for their different expenditures. Second, young workers just weren't saving enough. If you're young and early in your career, your income probably isn't that high, so these traditional retirement accounts weren't that exciting for young workers. Therefore, the Roth IRA was designed with these younger workers in mind, trying to encourage them to save and invest for their retirement. Third, tax rates in the future are very unpredictable. No one knows what the tax rates are going to look like in 30 or 40 years. They could be at 90%, they could be at 0%. No one knows. The Roth IRA gives people a way to lock in certainty. You pay today's tax rates, so you don't have to worry about if tax rates 30 years from now will be a lot higher. And with all this in mind, in 1997, Senator William Roth created his namesake, the Roth IRA, and thus the greatest investment vehicle on earth was born. Let's walk through how it all works step by step. Step 1, you earn money. Now, this needs to be earned income. That means money from a job, freelancing, or a side hustle. If you didn't work, then you can't contribute. And unfortunately, this money has to be on the books. So I'm super sorry to all the drug dealers out there. This one's not for you. Step 2, you contribute after tax money. When you receive your paycheck, it's probably already had taxes taken out for you. So your paycheck is therefore considered after-tax income, and you're allowed to contribute that to your Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA is so good that the government actually restricts how much money you can contribute to it. And as of 2026, the IRS limits contributions to $7,500 per year if you're under the age of 50 and $8,600 per year if you're 50 or older. These limits are set by the IRS and are adjusted over time due to inflation and policy changes. So they will be changing over time, but as of 2026, these are what they're at. Step 3, you invest the money. This is where most people get confused. Putting money into a Roth IRA does nothing by itself. You actually have to invest that money, and if you don't, then it just kind of sits there. And a Roth IRA is very similar to other types of investment accounts. You're allowed to buy different things like stocks, index funds, mutual funds, and other things like that. Inside my Roth IRA, I own VOOG, which is an S&P 500 index fund, and all of the money that I contribute to my Roth IRA gets invested into that. Step 4, it grows over time. Over the decades, that money is going to grow through capital gains and dividend payments. And like I mentioned before, all of that money is completely tax-free. Step 5, you withdraw in retirement. Once you reach the retirement age, which is currently set at 59.5 years old, you can withdraw all of the money if you want, and you don't have to pay a single dollar in taxes. And that's some insanely powerful stuff. We're talking maybe saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. Pretty cool. And the last thing I want to answer here is, where can you actually open an account? Now, most brokerage firms offer a Roth IRA. You can go through maybe Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab are probably the 3 biggest, but a lot of the smaller ones also offer them. I have my Roth IRA open through Robinhood, and they're pretty sweet because they offer a 1% match on all contributions to your Roth IRA. So if you're curious and interested in opening one up for yourself, I'll leave a link below in the description of this video for you to go check out. Okay, the Roth IRA isn't perfect. Here are a couple of things you should probably know before opening up an account. Drawback number 1, you pay taxes today. So if you're making a lot of money right now, paying taxes today might hurt you a lot. So some people might prefer to delay that and go through something like a traditional IRA instead. Drawback number 2, income limits. Unfortunately, not everybody is allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA directly. And in 2026, Roth IRA eligibility depends on how much money you make. If you're single or you're the head of household, you can contribute the full amount if your income is below $153,000 a year. Your allowed contribution starts to fade out anything above that, and once you hit over $168,000 a year, then you can't contribute directly to a Roth IRA at all. And for those of you married filing jointly, you're allowed to do the full contribution if you're under $242,000 per year, and then you phase out between $242,000 and $252,000 per year, and anything above $252,000, you can't contribute directly at all. These income limits are also adjusted by the IRS over time, so future years might look different. Now, there are legal workarounds for high earners, but those are advanced topics and nothing that a beginner needs to worry about. And drawback number 3, account rules matter. This is a retirement account, so there are penalties for taking money out before retirement. But there is a little distinction that I want to make here. You can withdraw your contributions to the account at any time, at any age, and for any reason. For example, if you contribute $5,000 a year to your Roth IRA for 3 years, your total contributions will be $15,000. Even if your account grows in those 3 years to $20,000, you're still able to withdraw up to $15,000 whenever you want with 0 consequences. This is what makes the Roth IRA so unusually flexible when compared to other retirement accounts. But if you withdraw your earnings before retirement, so that extra $5,000 that your account grew in the previous example, then you're going to be hit with a 10% penalty, as well as you're going to have to pay income tax on that money. So it's wise to not withdraw any money from this account before retirement. Now, let me be totally frank. If you're eligible to use a Roth IRA, then you should be. But it makes the most sense for people who are still early in their career, they're in a low tax bracket, and they expect their income to grow substantially in the future. This is why the Roth IRA is so powerful for younger people. You're likely not in a high tax bracket, and there's so much time for that money to grow for you. So the moral of this story and the takeaway from this video is, especially if you're young, my fellow Gen Zers out there, if you don't already have a Roth IRA, please open one up, start contributing whatever you can. You'll probably thank me for it in the future. And I hope this video cleared up any confusion or questions you had about the Roth IRA. Maybe if you've heard it from a family member or a friend in the past and you're just curious what it is and how it works. But that's all I got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, maybe hit a like or a subscribe. Could be quite cool. I'd appreciate it. But I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.